Excellent. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 6-month planning workshop. Thank you so much. I've just had a lot of fun for the first 5 minutes, just chatting and seeing who's here. We've got an amazing turnout from all different places, which is really exciting. And yeah, this is going to be really inspiring. We have got, hi, Amber. We've got quite a lot to get through, so I'm going to truck on, and hopefully everybody will start joining and we'll catch up. So what are we trying to achieve? Okay, this is about setting you up for a focused 6 months of action taking. We're going to create an easy to implement plan so that every month you know where to focus your energy and your attention. And I also really want to get you connected to what you really want, right? One of the things that I am not about is should goals. So a lot of us kind of set the wrong goals and we go off merrily thinking that we're doing the right thing. And quite often we're following the should goals, the goals that we think we should go for, or the goals that somebody else has got that we think, oh my gosh, I wouldn't mind that. I'll set that as my goal. And that does not lead to fulfillment, and it will also really, it will make sure that you stay in procrastination mode. So we are not setting should goals today, just so you know, that is the rules. You're going to pick up some productivity tips as well. And this is, as I said, this morning's was very, very high vibe. Now you're in the perfect place because this is an action-taking practical workshop. So we will take like lots of small chunks of time to go through different sections of the workbook. I'm going to completely guide you through it. What I want you to do is to just trust the process, because I have learned that when we're doing our planning, there's exercises that we need to do to get ourselves in the right mindset so that we set the right goals. So we're going to work our way up, do the meaty work so that when we finally set the goals, it's a lot easier. So you're going to leave having got really clear on your big goals and what you really want to achieve. And we're going to break those down into achievable steps. Now, I know that some of us would be like, yeah, great, this is awesome. But also some people are like, well, I've had a plan before and, you know, didn't get anywhere. So at the end of the workshop, I'm going to just share some next steps for anybody that wants to keep up the momentum. The enrollment is currently open for the Wildly Successful Society, which is my productivity membership. It only opens twice a year. So I will share with that with you at the end, so that if anybody wants to know next steps. And even if you don't take me up on that, believe me, this workshop is going to be super valuable. I really want you to leave with a plan. I'm not going to hold anything back. All right. So this is for you. If you're a female entrepreneur who knows she's capable of more, you're absolutely done with procrastinating and feeling overwhelmed and playing small. And if you are ready to rock the second half of the year, and you know that having a plan makes that more likely to happen, then this is exactly what you're here for. I'm scooting through them quickly because I know we've got a lot to do, but also I like to spend a bit of time on this one because I do love a quote, anybody that knows me. So I just want to just take a minute. It isn't a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach, right? What I mean, like, done with playing small, that's definitely where I am right now. Yes, and you're not alone. Monica can't hear anything, so let me just write in there. Okay, so you can hear me. Cool, excellent. I will not spend too much time on that. So, what do you do? Tell me about this quote, because I just think it's so powerful. It's okay for us to not reach our goals, but not having goals and not having something to strive for is not okay, right? So that's what I wanted to share. Now, who am I, or why should you listen to me? So I am Jo, and I help women in business to become wildly successful, aka their most productive selves, because actually it is the productivity tools and systems that will remove the overwhelm, let us create that true freedom. No more mediocre. It is time to live big. So I've been organising people for over 20 years, so I do know what works and what doesn't work. And I've actually used productivity to achieve some of my wildest dreams. Now, and this is why I am ridiculously passionate about it, because I escaped my boring life in the UK and ended up spending 3 years traveling the world as a digital nomad. In the process, I doubled my business. And I've just bought a house in Spain, and now I'm living here. Like, these are really big dreams for me, and I achieved them by using productivity as the vehicle to get me from where I was to where I wanted to be. So that's why it's so powerful. And this is why I want to give you this gift of like really creating this plan so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And 6 months is a really powerful amount of time. You can achieve a lot of stuff. My client is not just me that's benefiting from these tools. Thank you, Tanya. My clients have doubled their businesses, created more freedom, got the confidence to really go after their big, bold dreams, and they've smashed big financial goals. So this is why we're here. So we've got 90 minutes, okay, I'm keeping an eye on the time, and there's 3 sections I'm going to take you through. And as I said, hopefully you've all got the work, but I'm going to post that link again. Just trust me on the process, because like we need to do these first sections so that when we get to the actual planning out the goals, it's a lot easier. All right, so first up, we are going to reconnect with our desires. What is it that we really, truly want? Okay, that's where we want to go, because when we think about that, then as soon as we, excellent, thank you, Amber. So as soon as we plan from that energy, so when we go forward and think this is what I really want to create, and then we come back and then we start thinking about our goals, it is ridiculously powerful, because we're in a really different state of mind. Okay, so then we're going to set the right goals. It's not going to be those should goals, it's not going to be the small goals. And then section 2, we're going to get specific. So we've dreamt big, we've done some dreaming big, then we're going to come back, be really specific about what it is that we want to achieve in the next 6 months, breaking it down and plotting it out over the 6 months and creating that kick-ass 6-month success plan. And then to make sure that you do have everything you need, section 3 is really getting a bit more meatier around July, so that you hit next week and you know exactly what to focus on. Now, I know a lot of people, obviously you're talking to the converted because you are here and you know that you want to set goals and it's powerful. But a couple of things I wanted to share around goals, just to really put us into the frame of mind about why this is so powerful. So 1953, there was a Yale goal setting study. All the senior graduates were surveyed, and it turns out that only 3% of them had written goals down for their future. 20 years later, these people were polled again, and they found out that the 3% that had set the goals had accumulated more personal financial wealth than the other 90% put together. Like, this is really powerful. People who set goals are more successful. It's not what we get by achieving your goals, but it's not as important as what you become in the process. This is big. Like, who we have to become and who we need to show up as on a daily basis to achieve those goals is why this is important. Okay, and then writing down those really vague goals. That's also, my PowerPoint has just completely reset. So hopefully you can still see and hear me. Let me just check. You can, excellent. It's just me now, no slides. That's really annoying. Where did that go? No slides. Okay, you can see me. So yeah, so not setting vague goals is what I was going to say, because they are yeah, that's not going to get you focused. All right. So oops, this is right. Hang on a minute, guys. This slide my whole PowerPoint just crashed for some reason. Sorry. Share screen from current slide. Let's go. Okay, hopefully we're back. Good old technology. So yeah, not setting vague goals. Setting goals is the first step to turning the invisible into the visible. And if we set goals the wrong way, it can have the opposite effect. So I really do love this quote from Stephen Covey, that if the ladder's not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us closer to the wrong place faster. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. So setting the wrong goals is very common. This is what we're not going to be doing today, which is why there's a whole process I'm going to take you through. Not setting those should goals or other people's. Also wanted to let you know, just to remind you, like, people underestimate what they can achieve in a year and they overestimate what they can achieve in a month. So bear that in mind when you're setting your goals. And long-term planning isn't always a good use of your time. So this is why the system I've developed is really making the most use of our time, setting the right goals so that you can achieve those big, bold dreams and desires, even if you don't believe it's quite possible for you right now. Okay. So I did send out the pre-workshop exercises quite a few times. I know that there's a lot of emails that have been going to spam, so I know that's a little bit annoying. So if you didn't do it, know that it's in your inbox. Can also send it out with the replay. But just a reminder that if you haven't done it, do it, because it's really, really powerful. And one of the ladies that did it sent me, I had a lot of messages about how powerful it was. Somebody was like, oh my God, I just did the pre-workshop exercises, mind blown. Now I feel amazing. Like, that's the energy that we want to be planning for. Okay. Right. So step one, you've got your workbook, and we are going to now just really think big. We're going to fast forward to the 31st of December, and we're going to come into the present tense. We're already there. We've woken up. It's New Year's Eve, right? What do you want to have achieved? What are you celebrating? Remember, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. So we're going to look at different areas in your business and in your life. And really just like think big. Don't worry about how you get there, but like thinking about these different areas, go through and just write some sort of bullet points and have fun with it. Like, as I said, don't worry about how you're going to make this a reality. You don't need to know at this step. We just want to know what in your soul you really want to create. Okay. Make sure you do focus on the business section first, because obviously we want to plan some goals around that. And then so we're going to take 8 minutes, and we're going to go through this, and remember to write them in the present tense as if it's already happened. So it's the 31st of December, and then just write down some beautiful elements around all the different sections, and then I'm going to keep an eye on the chat box, so if you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, time's up. So how did you get on? Let me know in the chat box how you're feeling about that. Like, is there anything that's coming up around? Yes, cool. Nikki says good. So hopefully it feels really exciting. Yes, Gemma's like excited about really, like really checking into what's possible for you. And really getting inspired to set some really juicy goals. Yes, very excited, good, excited, awesome. So marks out of 10 then, you just put in the chat box. It's okay to be intimidated. Yeah. Cool, excellent. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. 10 out of 10. Yes, I love it. 12. Excellent. Yes. So this is the reason why so many things I've talked about for years. Julie, that's amazing. That's exciting. Now's your time. Like, no more excuses. Let's make this happen. Like, the thing is, when we put ourselves in this energy before we go into the planning, it is a completely different game. We said it's a completely different 6 months that you're going to have having done that exercise, right? Okay, Gally, there is the workbook. It's in the same email as with all the links to join. Going to keep tapping. Yes, absolutely, right? So this is a really beautiful energy to like plan from. I get really excited. I love that exercise. There's quite a lot of exercises that I'm going to do today that I really, really love. Okay, so then we've also just got this little bit at the end that I want to do. I want to just bring your attention to it. So you can see that I've put numbers in mine. So all mine are quite high at the moment because I've just had a bit of a transformational 6 months of like moving from digital nomad to homeowner. And so obviously home environment is a nice 9 because I've just bought a lovely apartment. So the thing that's really low for me is 6, which is is how I feel, and that's my how. So I'm working on my how. But the reason I want you to do that, and just let us know in the chat box which one has come up for you as the lowest, okay? And the reason that I'm asking you, excellent. Yes, I made me realize I want to achieve this. I need to start now. Yes, this is the time. No more waiting. Let's just do it. Awesome. How I feel, yeah, home, business. Okay, so the reason is that I want us to, we're trying to not be lopsided here. So, okay, that balance is elusive, but we need to check in on what areas still need us to work on. So I know that for my business to grow, I've got to also be focusing on how I feel and getting my health to the stage where I'm energized and I can go for it, right? 8, 5, 7, 9. So family, yeah. So it's like finding time to put in those family times. Yeah. Okay. Jen, so you're home. I mean, like so Jen, like for me, probably this time last year, I wouldn't have even put a number in there because obviously I was nomadic and I know you're similar. It's like, like just you can knock that out if it doesn't apply to you. So really high scores for lots of the areas though. Homeless, yeah. Homeless by choice though, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So the reason that I want you to just remember which one it is, that's not lots of work, right? Because we want to set a goal around that next. And you'll see later on in the process where I've done it, so I'll help you with that. So we're going to move on to section 2. So after we've been thinking big, we've really kind of checked in and connected into what we love life to look like, right? Now we just want to brainstorm some goals, right? So we're just going to take 5 minutes. And you'll see that there's just a section for brainstorming. And this is the part where we don't need to worry about wording the goals the correct way or whether they are in any way, SMART goals or anything like that. I just want you to brainstorm. Okay, so if that's the reality I want to create in 6 months' time, what kind of things do I need to be focusing on for my goals? All right. And that's what we're going to do. And as I said, these are all the steps that we need to take so that when we get to the final cut and make those 6 months goals completely clear, written in the right way, broken down, then that step is a lot easier when we've done this pre-work. So we'll take 5 minutes and we're just going to brainstorm, knowing where I want to get to, what kind of goals do I need to set? Guys, I'm just going to jump in and say, can you just make sure that when you're sending, oh no, I think I might have been doing it as well. When you're putting anything in the chat, make sure it says all panelists and attendees so everyone can see it and get excited with you. Okay, time's up. So don't worry about this bit, you know, it's just really a bit of brainstorming to set us up for the next step, but do let me know how you feel. And now, okay, so now we're going to go on to step 2. I really do love this exercise. It just makes things so much easier for the next stage. So this is the 6-month project overview. So I've got the workbook next to me, so I'm looking at. Now, what I like to do when I'm planning out is just like really kind of plot out. And this is, again, we're not trying to word our goals in the right way, but what we're trying to do here is just plot out like the focus areas for each month. So what do you want to focus on in the next 6 months, and pick something. So I've given you some examples of like just an overview of, right, this is the focus for this month, this month. Now you can see here on mine in personal, it says, well, I've just moved to Spain, so I've got to learn Spanish. And also it says Project Joe. And that is because in that exercise before, you could see that my how I feel was the thing that had the lowest score. So I want to make a goal around that every single month. So Project Joe is about getting me to be my most healthy, energized, best self, so that I can live the life that I want to live. So that's just a sort of side note of like, this is where this kind of comes in. So any questions around this before we jump in? We are, let's have a look, we are going to, yeah, so we'll take about 10 minutes for this. And yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the chat box, but you were quite a bunch. The other chat box this morning was so fast, I couldn't keep up with it. So, okay, hopefully that means you're super focused. So we're going to take 10 minutes and I will see you in 10. Stay focused on that each month. What does the focus, good working away? Yeah, absolutely. That is perfect, guys. That's exactly what we need. So yeah, just really, just plotting out the focus points for each of these months. And we're going to then start to turn this into the goals. Okay. Okay, time's up. How was that? I love that exercise, but I'm really interested in all the stuff that's coming up for you guys. And I want you to know that it's completely normal for stuff to come up. Am I good enough? And can I do this? And I've got to do this. I've tried before and I haven't. And now it's, you know, like it's okay for all that stuff to come up. It's completely normal. So it was great. Yes. Okay. Let's scratch those right out. I found this so helpful. Yes, it's really powerful, isn't it? Yes, Amber says, I continue to be surprised how this becomes more powerful each time I do it. And Amber has been through this process a few times. It gets easier, right? And we need to trust and we learn because we're all different. Like, you know, we've got to find out. Like some people really, really great at setting big goals. Some people aren't. We just need to find out what works for us. Okay. Let me just go for a chat box. Right. Definitely ditch the questions. Yes, right. Absolutely. So I want you to now, like, okay, so let's now just step up and like let's act as if we are already this person. It's the 31st of December. The stuff we wrote in that first section, we're already that woman. We've already achieved it, right? Okay. So if we've already achieved it, how would we be approaching these exercises? There wouldn't be any question marks after it, would there? No. Decided they need to go. Brilliant. Halfway through the year, let's scratch those. Goals around marketing is big. What would those look like? Yes. So this is where you want to get your brainstorming. Yeah. So Gemma, it's really normal. Gemma says, like, I seem to have lots of stuff in the first 2 months. I want to do everything at once. Yeah. And that's really normal. And that's probably what we've been doing so far. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work so well. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about that as well in a minute. My stuff came up in the goals exercise, but this exercise made it feel attainable. Yes, Kelly, that's awesome. I just want to cry a lot. Vicky, it is uncomfortable and confronting when we do this work. It's okay. Let that come up, let the emotion come up and let it go, right? It's really confronting when we do this, but it's also very empowering to say, I'm going to take back control. Terrifying, but fab. Absolutely. So hard the first time I did it. Yeah, it is. It gets easier and easier. Difficult to fit in everything. Okay, we'll talk about that. Very exciting, promising. Can I really do it in real life? Julie, that's fine. And then just park that to the side and say, actually, for this process, I'm going to decide that I can do that. And what's really important is that you check in consistently on your progress every single month, every single week, and you can keep course correcting. And if you need support on that, we do that all the time in the Wildly Successful Society. I will talk to you about that at the end. I feel like I now have so much to do each month. Okay. Is that a good thing or a bad? It's just about having the focus. Yeah. Okay. So what you might find is that you need to revisit some of this stuff. Jen's like writing more and more and more. Okay. So when we've got all this stuff and we know that we can do anything, but we can't do everything, what I want you to do is just to come back, take some deep breaths and stop and be like, which ones are going to have the biggest impact on my life in the next 6 months? That's where we focus our attention. Nothing has to, you know, we can put things on hold. Yeah, and so I think what you'll find, Sonia says, I find the more we go along, the more goals I want to add in. So that's fine, because what you'll see is that the first ones you were setting weren't the right goals. And now the real ones are starting to come through, which is why we need to do those exercises. Kelly, we're both kids at school as of September. This has been a great exercise to think about weeks and the months around school holidays. Yeah, this is the whole point. There's no point, if you want to take August off, there's no point setting big goals for it. Yeah, putting my undivided attention on this makes me realize how much I do know and how have inside of me. Yes, Alicia, yes. You have got this. One step in front of the other. That's all we need to be doing. So empowering. Yes. You've come a long way, Laurie. You have. It's amazing. I've set a goal to reach. Okay. Right. I'm just going to skip through, make sure I've got everything. Yes. Okay. Brilliant. I am so excited for you. So let's carry on. We're going to the final cut. So this is the bit where, okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to get really services specific now. So you've done the bit, the thinking big, and we've plotted out across which months what you're going to focus on. Now we want to get really clear. We're going to get really detailed for the next 90 days, and then you'll have like an overview for quarter 4, so that you can make sure you do a 90-day planning session in September. If you need support, you can come and join us. We do that in WSS. If you don't need that support, then get it in your calendar and make sure you put yourself through it. So as I said, you've done the hard work. Now we can set those goals. Now, I want you to be really, really mindful of the words that you use for your goals. It's difference between getting up and smashing them or procrastinating and avoiding them. So write them in a way that feels really exciting. Now, it tells you in the workbook the rules for the SMART goals. So I won't go into that, but I want you to remember that they need to be specific. You need to know whether you've achieved them. Okay, so yeah, so here is an example. So what we're doing is we're writing out, you can have a maximum of 2 business goals and 1 personal goal a month. The only rules are you have to have a personal goal each month as well. You can be 1 business goal, but you've got to have 1 personal, because business and personal, it's one thing. So I've given you some examples. So it's the 31st of July. I've done my meal planning every week, and I'm feeling healthy, energized, and ready to take on the world. So that feels a little bit more exciting than I've got to do meal planning every Sunday, right? So really, like, how do you need to word these so they feel exciting? And then business goal is the 31st of July, and I've created a new opt-in that I'm proud of. It's bringing in new and perfect leads. It feels so connected. So really writing them in a way that feels exciting. And okay, so we will take 10 minutes to do this. So I'm going to actually say 9 minutes, because I want to make sure you get plenty of time for July. So we're going to take 9 minutes, and so really get clear on the next quarter. So Q3, July, August, September, what are your big picture goals? And then the next step is that we're going to take July and we're going to break those down so that every single week you know what to focus on. Okay? So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in 9. Okay, time's up. So how did you get on with that? Yeah, okay, so more difficult. Yeah, okay. But like, it's okay if you need to take more time on this. I really loved it, super motivating. I liked it, excellent. Yeah. And if you need to go and take more time, that's absolutely fine. Found it easier than the last bit. Yeah, okay. But I think what's happening is because we went through the last bit, these things become then easier. Feel like you're getting it. Yes, Laura says, feeling like the planning sessions are getting easier and easier, more focused. This is the thing, the more we do this stuff. And we do this every single month for a monthly workshop in the Wildly Successful Society. I'll go back to finish it after the webinar, Jen. Yeah, absolutely. How much I can do if I can get rid of Candy Crush. Right, Erin Goffin. Now I know that about you. That's coming off your phone. Delete it. Okay, we just got to get serious about what we really want. Yes, okay, so it's starting to get more and more exciting for you. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, right, so let us moving on to step 3. This is about rocking July. So, okay, what I want to say is that, and a lot of you have, you know, like where you're at now is that, you know, maybe you can't plan out like too far in advance because we're still kind of course correcting. Depends where you are in your business as to how far you can plan out. But what I do know for sure is that each month we need to have a detailed plan. And if I do too much detail in month 2 and month 3 and beyond, then it's not a really good use of my time because it all depends on what happens in the next month as to what happens the month after. So I will always have my focus and know what I'm going to be focusing on each month. But the detail really is a month ahead at a time, is what works, what I find works. Okay, so we're going to start as we mean to go on. I want you to head into next week and July and absolutely rock it, because if you do that, you're more likely to do that again and again. Okay, so we are going to be, we're going to take the final cut. So the ones that you've just wrote in the July, you're going to bring these across now to this next section, section 3. And then we're going to break these down. So you're going to know exactly what to focus on. You're going to write your goals in the present tense. Okay. So you copy these across, and then what we'll do is we write the goal in the present tense as if it's already happened. So it's the 31st of July and why you want to achieve this goal. It's really important to write down the why. It's very powerful for telling you if it's the right goal. Date to be achieved. Well, a goal without a deadline is a dream, and we're not here for that. Then you're going to identify the weekly goals. So that every week we focus on a milestone, which means we'll achieve the monthly goal. And then you choose a delicious reward for when you nail that goal. So I'm giving you an example here, using the one that I wrote as an example. A business goal is the 31st of July. I created a new opt-in. Why do I want to achieve it? I want to grow my list full of perfectly aligned people, and I love giving great value so others can see how powerful productivity is. So I can really get connected to the goal when I write out the why. Obviously the date, then the weekly goals. Now this is going back to what some of you are saying, I want to do it all now. So I just want to chat on that first. So you can see here that those weekly goals, week 1, 2, 3, 4, I could probably do all of those in 1 week, right? But the reason that it's more, but I could set that goal and it will never happen, because like remembering that these aren't the only things that we've got to put our attention to. We've also got to business as usual tasks and life and kids and all of the things. Okay, so this is about making sure that we keep the momentum going slowly but surely. So I might say that I'm going to brainstorm ideas and survey my list or poll my group to get ideas about what they would love as an opt-in, and that would be my goal for the first week, and I could totally nail that. And then week 2, after I've got this information, I'm going to decide what the opt-in is and I'm going to create it. And then week 3, so you can see how it's much easier to achieve things like that. And I want to talk about the aim for average, because I know a lot of you will probably go, but I want to do it all now. And like we said about the 6-month plan, is like really thinking about, yes, it's actually section 3. It should say section 3. I did update it, so you've probably got the first email I sent out had it the old version, but I updated it yesterday when I spotted the thing. So yes, it is page 12. So So aim for average is basically if we had an averagely productive week every single week for 90 days, we would achieve a lot of stuff. If you did that for 6 months, you would do a lot of stuff. But if we try and do all the things, like that's the way you've been doing it already, then it doesn't work. We don't get there. So I'm just going to go back and see what things I'm missing. I really like this method of dreaming big and then drilling down into the details. I was kind of freaking out earlier because I felt so overwhelmed, but now I'm seeing how it can become manageable to take each step. It's really important to do the dreaming big and the sort of setting yourself up first. You're going on holiday next Wednesday, Kate, that's awesome. So plan around that, you know, take that time out. Yeah, okay. Aim for average, yes. So that's really what's really set me up for success. So we're going to take 15 minutes and yeah, you're going to really break down. I'm going to put this, yeah, probably, okay, I'm going to put 12 minutes. And we'll check in because I want to check in and make sure everyone's got what they need. If anyone hasn't finished this, then and you're in the Wildly Successful Society, we're going to do a couple more of these sessions next week to really finish this off and get it juicy. But remembering to go through all the sections. Let me know if you've got any questions. If there's any resistance, okay, then just remembering that the resistance is fear. Like, really, what would happen if I succeeded? Like, what would happen if I failed? Like, you know, just really, yeah, I will send the recording out, absolutely. Yes, okay. So really checking in with that fear of like, what's the resistance about? First up, is it the wrong goal? Okay, because there might be resistance about that. Or is it just that I'm a little bit scared? And remembering that it's okay. The only thing we need to do as entrepreneurs is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Unfortunately, that is the way to move forwards. So I'll keep an eye on the chat box, but we'll see you in 12. Okay, time is up. So yeah, I want to just touch on the conversation about rewards. So we do monthly planning every single month in the Wildly Successful Society, and every single month we have a conversation about rewards because everybody struggles with it. It's so common. Why do we find it so hard to celebrate ourselves? So, okay, so one is success builds momentum. If we celebrate and acknowledge our wins, we will automatically just head into doing more because we'll be like, this is what I do. The other side of it is, and I don't know what your name is because it doesn't come up on the, it says is it IHC? Yeah, so it doesn't come up with a name. So basically, you said about, well, what happens if I don't achieve it and then I feel bad about it. So how I look at rewards is that, so when I set goals, sometimes the outcome might be out of my control, but what is not out of my control. So I'm going to use Lynn as an example because we've just been chatting in the chat box. So she's got a goal to launch her new one-on-one service. So let's say the goal was to like get 2 or 3 new clients. Now that's kind of out of her control, but what she can reward herself for is her efforts. So I will always reward my efforts, not the results. So did I show up as I wanted to? Like, did I, like for me at the moment, the enrollment is open to the Wildly Successful Society. Can I get to the end of the week when it's closing and say, did I show up? Did I give my people great value? Did I let people know? Did I show up every day how I wanted to? Like, that's the things that I can celebrate. I don't want to get to the end of the month and being like, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done more. Morgana, like, I wish I'd written more. I wish I'd shown up every day to write those 5,000 words. Like, no, like how we reward our efforts. So what do you need to do weekly, daily to be able to reward yourself? Okay. So that is what's really important. And yeah, we've even got a whole post around ideas for rewards, and I can't think of things, but it could be just like going for a walk in nature, buying yourself flowers, like mine was a pedicure. It could be anything. They don't have to cost money. It could be absolutely anything depending on your goals and what motivates you. But it's important because honestly, it's very common. Every month people struggle with this. So let me know in the chat box now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the next 6 months? Like, and remembering that we are doing this from the energy of like, anything is possible. And what still needs to happen? So I want you to write your love note. When we jump off of here, write your love note to yourself about, you've got this, babe, right? You can do this. It's a choice. It's time to go all in. It's time to step up. Okay. What's going on in chat box? I've got, that's okay. Number 10. Okay, that's an amazing improvement. Was 7 or 8, was a 1 or a 2. Brilliant. So before the workshop, you were a 1 or a 2. Excellent. Okay. I've been buying fresh flowers each week since I filled my group program. It's been fab. Amber, that is gorgeous. I love that. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Rewarding efforts as opposed to results. That's one I didn't get from corporate America. Exactly. Super smart. Yes. Yeah. Really powerful. Yeah, okay, but this is the point, it's okay for there to be a lot to do. And so, yeah, what are you going to do differently? And a high five, because, yeah. So exciting stuff. I know how exciting it is when we have these plans, and I know a lot of you will, some of you are going to be absolutely fine. I really encourage you to really check in on your goals constantly. But if you know that you want to keep up the momentum and you know that hanging out with other people, being productive and going for their goals would help you, I want to share the opportunity with you for the Wildly Successful Society, WSS. So if there was a way for you to achieve these goals without falling off the wagon, without getting you in your own way, would you take it? So this is to let you know that enrollment is open. It only opens twice a year. So I always do a big planning session for my community and then invite you to come and join us to actually make sure that you do absolutely nail the plan that you've just created. And enrollment is open until this Friday. So I'm going to just chat to you a little bit about what's available, and then I am going to absolutely come back and answer any questions about anything. So just know that that's happening. So for those that are interested, this is what is available. You're going to be way more productive. You'll create an additional 2 hours a day. Waking up every day, know exactly what to focus on and when, reaping the results of taking consistent action, being controlled and clear on your focus, and kicking procrastination to the curb. So it's about overhauling your habits and your mindset to be your most productive self. I know that there's a couple of you talking about mindset and fear, so I want to touch on that. This isn't another online program. It's a way of life. Like Amber will share with that. We're about creating new habits and powerful success habits that we can take with us to be our most best self. And so I'm sharing really simple techniques that will allow you to turn your habits into effortlessly achieving what you want to achieve. Okay. Now, I've just realized, let me just get this link for you. Okay, so I just want to write this in the chat box. Oh, where's the chat box gone? My chat box keeps disappearing. So annoying. Whilst that's coming up, I'm going to write this. So dip in and out of the Effortless Productivity Foundation. So I've got a 4-step process which I teach, and there's daily, weekly, monthly support and accountability. We have a live goal setting and planning session every single okay, there we go, there's a link. So that's if you want to go and check it out. As I say, you've got till Friday to join us. We have a monthly live goal setting and planning workshop every single month. We also have monthly masterclasses so we can organize different areas of our life and our business. We do quarterly planning. And then there was a clear path that I want to take you on, which I'll talk you through. There's also mindset tools and strategies to help you get out of your own way. Powerful Facebook community. So if you've enjoyed having a community of people to plan with, it's really inspiring doing that with women on a mission. The member site, which is where you'll get all the trainings. We have guest experts. And then in July, I'm doing a weekly live call every single week so that we can really get stuck in and get into those productivity foundations. Now, there is nowhere online that is teaching both the masculine productivity tools, so the strategies and the techniques and the systems that we need, plus the feminine mindset work. And we need both to be successful. And this is why I get so excited about this work, because if you've tried to be productive before, you've tried all the productivity apps, they don't work unless we look at why are we procrastinating? What is the fear about? Okay. And this is what's really game changing, and it's tried and tested. We've got a lot of people in there that really are getting lots of results. Now, you might see yourself on the screen in where you are now. There's lots of different places there, like frustrated. Sorry, my chat box keeps disappearing. Laurie, best decision I made last year, life-changing. Thank you. Amber, I sing WS's praises until the cows come home, even though it doesn't make sense. It's her secret weapon. WSS is the game changer. Thank you, Amber. And I'm so grateful because you always explain, you're such a great support in there. And I'm so in. I really need this, doing it now. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. So welcome, welcome. Can't wait to see you on the inside. I'll jump into the Facebook group when I get off. Okay, let me talk to you all about that, guys. WS is amazing. It's so worth it. Thank you, Kelly. It is an absolute bargain. Dennis just joined. Thank you. Welcome. So where you are now, you might feel frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed, not feeling in control. Not earning enough, maybe you're not making the progress that you want to make, all that inconsistent stuff. Now, where we want to get you to is calm and in control, working less, achieving more, earning more. Things are fun. You feel alive again. You've got back control, like that. You maybe not so lopsided. You find time for your hobbies again. But really, you're focused. You're not easily distracted. You're moving towards your goals. And let's think about, how do we want to feel on the 31st of December, guys? Because this is the community that will help you get there. And it's 18 months old. I've launched 3 programs before the Wildly Successful Society. So this is absolutely now what I know is needed. So I'm really proud of it. It's $37 US. That's a monthly payment. Okay. You can cancel anytime. So you can jump in for 1 month if you want. Okay. And check it out. There's no commitment at all. I don't hold anything back in that first month. Hopefully you can see from this session that I give it all because I passionately want you to get results. Now, I've also made it easy for you to say, yes, I'm in. Not that some of you needed that. But there's a 7-day money back guarantee. Okay, so no questions asked. If you get in there and it's not for you, then we will you can get a refund, no problem. Okay, let me just go back to the chat box. Doing things live, yeah, I mean, it's so powerful doing it live. Thank you, Jen, for coming. Jo is incredible. Thank you, Kelly. I'm working with her in her Live Big Mastermind. She's just amazing at helping you find what you want for your business and life. Thank you. I'm so lucky because I get to support such amazing women. Yes, hopefully, Nikki, that was really powerful for you. How large is the Facebook group? There's about 110 women. I'm in. Welcome. It's worth the investment. It is. Yeah, I mean, it is a bargain. Okay, then if we will see you on the inside. Yes, it's a great size because it's still really like, and they're all over the world. It's a very global community. The return on investment is 1,000 times, and Amber should know, she's the money girl, right? It is massive. So run, don't walk. The opportunity disappears on Friday. And also anybody who joins here today, we're also going to have an intimate planning session next week so that you can really finish what you've started today. Okay. Some WSS love because as if you haven't heard enough, I'm getting more of the important things done. I've doubled my business. WSS method has changed my life. Actually, a couple of these last two were from this morning. WSS changed me from being a procrastinator to a focused lady, knows what she's focusing on. Lisa said WSS has brought so much to me. I've learned tons and made some fabulous friends. And Kat, lovely Kat, is, Morgana, you'll like this one. I can totally attest to this process. This time last year, I was still trying to write and think about publishing my book. Now I'm about to launch a short story collection. It's amazing. I'm so positive about my future now. She's achieving her dream that kept being put off. One of the ladies that's just literally joined, I just screenshot this today. And she was welcoming her, and she put, I've been with WS for just over a month. I've got so much from it already, but I want you to hear this bit. So it's so much more than the tools. This process offers a great deal of insight into the relationship we have with our business. So I've uncovered some self-limiting beliefs which were getting in the way of making as much progress as I wanted. And so I just thought that was really powerful to share. So Jodie says, I achieved more in the last 3 weeks than the last 3 months. I've got pages and pages of this, but I won't take you through it all. But it's such an amazing, inspirational group, hugely inspiring. So I just want to say you're far too smart to be the only thing standing in your way. And here is why you should jump up and down about this opportunity. You can finally stop running from solution to solution, guru to guru, one fake promise to the next, Facebook scrolling, and start seeing results, because self-mastery is the game changer for me and for my clients. So when we really implement productivity and we create and we really work on focusing on self-mastery and nailing that, that's when it becomes easy to achieve what we want to achieve. And we do a lot of mindset stuff in there as well to work on all the blocks that are coming up. So when you invest, you get access to all my tools and strategies plus daily support, and you can start using it within the next 30 seconds and you'll start seeing results from next week. So that was what I wanted to share, and I've got to come back to the chat box and see what I've missed. Okay, so thank you everybody. I'm going to stop the share and come back on and I can see the chat box better. Hello everyone. I'm just going to scroll up and make sure if there's any questions that I might have missed, feel free to post them again. And also if you don't join us, do you know what, I still absolutely know you can do this. I really wish you absolutely everything and all the success to go and rock up at the end of the year feeling amazing. So this in time, I've earned more money, lost 40 pounds, lost 50 inches. Excellent. I'm so grateful that Jo, that you introduced me to Jo last year. This group has been wonderful, and Jo's methodology has simplified my overwhelm and helped me get so much more focused and productive. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. We're so lucky to have the most amazing women in there. Benita, the time zones are, I do 2 of everything because we've got a completely global community. So there'll be one set that works for Australia time zone in Europe, and then there's another, I'm in Europe, there's another one in Europe and America. So I make sure that everyone can come. Thank you. Excellent. Lots to think about. Yes, and lots to achieve. Thank you so much for coming. Don't hesitate once you have access. Go through the vids, join the Facebook group. So much good stuff. Thanks, Amber. Yeah, Vicky, carry on. This was an awesome start. Yes, yes, yes. Today was absolutely wonderful, super productive. I got much needed clarity and felt surrounded by a lot of supportive people. Can't wait to get to know you in the tribe better. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get to know you. It is really, really powerful when we surround ourselves by other productive women, right? So amazing. Yes, I'm going to send the replay out to you shortly. Jessica, love the WSS. It's helped me overcome some major blocks and saved my store. Yeah, I remember that. I'm so happy that you're still going. Yes, Patty, is that? Yeah, I'm going to send the replay out. Oh, you've only just joined, Tracy. Oh, okay, we're just finishing up. Yeah, I'm going to send the replay out. So thank you, everybody, for your amazingness for being here. That's the link if you want to join us. As I say, it's only open twice a year. It closes on Friday. It's only $37 US, and there's a 7-day money back guarantee because and you can join for 1 month. As I say, give you everything in that time, but most people stay longer because of the community. Excellent. I just really hope that everybody is feeling so inspired now to really go and, like, yeah, 100%, you're in. Excellent. Welcome. Thank you. The backdrop is amazing. So I'm going to go off track. I'll come back to that. Yes, no worries. I will see you in the group. Thank you for coming. I want you to all feel absolutely inspired and feel like you can totally rock this. I believe in you guys. No matter what, I believe in you, and I believe you can do that. And if you're somebody that needs to keep the momentum up, needs the support, come and join us. Otherwise, absolutely still go for it. Yes, okay, so I've been a digital nomad for 3 years and always have a really rubbish backdrop because I've always been staying in an Airbnb. And so I've just bought a house in Spain. Thank you, productivity tools, to get me to that success. So I invested in a backdrop so that I could, now I've got no excuse but to do videos. Thank you. So yeah, it's obviously I like the world and pink. If you know me, you'll know that pink is my favorite color. We've got, I don't know where, if I can even show you where it says wildly successful down here. Wildly successful. Okay, guys, if there are any other questions, I'm going to just hang on for a minute. Otherwise, jump off. Wishing you all the best for the next 6 months. I will see you in the Facebook if you're joining us, and thank you and welcome. You absolutely, guys, are awesome and inspired me, and I feel really energized. Thank you, everybody, and thanks, WSS ladies. You, as always, inspire me to keep on keeping on. Okay, don't think there's any more questions. Do reach out. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Thank you. I'm really passionate because I actually really want you to get results because it's exciting. Catherine, no problem. And we're going to have a lot more Tuesday things as well. I hope you've got a great plan. If anyone's got any questions, you can reach out to me before Friday. Also, in the free Productivity Boosters group, I will be in there to answer any questions, even if you're not joining us, but only for this week. And then the doors close and all my support will go into my WS ladies, because that's what needs to happen for me to be able to give them my best. So thank you, everybody, for your kind words and for showing up and being vulnerable, and know that it's okay to feel scared, but you have totally got this. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.